welcome back to my channel on part 2 of how I prepared for an unmedicated birth. But these are going to be tips that I believe that really helped me during labor to continue to allow myself to have an unmedicated birth. If you're new here, my name is Brooke. I'm a certified nutrition consultant that specializes in postpartum and baby nutrition. So I share all things relation to that, as well as my journey into motherhood and the roller coaster ride that it is. So if you resonate with any of these videos, I would love for you to share it with a friend or a family member or a new mom or somebody that you think would benefit from this video as well. When you are able to relax your body, baby's actually able to get down the birth canal and make its little squirmy way down. Where tense, baby is saying, nope, this is not a safe environment. I cannot come down. The muscles are too tight. I'm not coming out. And that obviously is not ideal if birth has already started. So things that I prepared for and was practicing, I actually implemented. So relaxing my jaw, relaxing my shoulders, relaxing my palms, deep breaths to relax my body. I usually had my doula kind of reminding me if she noticed I was getting tense. Relax, open our palms, open the jaw. She also kind of helped guide me through that so I could stay relaxed and allow baby to do its thing. This is one that I kind of didn't anticipate. I was very vocal during labor, and I didn't actually think I was going to be quiet, but I don't think I thought I was going to be as vocal as I was. I almost wish there was video of me like delivering or just any part of birth. I wish Andy would have recorded some of it because I'm pretty sure it was pretty primal, because there was just like there was no preventing, like that's what was going to happen. So at one point my husband had called our doula, we had spoken to her and said, hey, things are progressing. She's like, great, just keep me in the loop. Andy had told her, hey, it's getting a little intense here. She can't really, talk through contractions anymore. And we actually got on the phone with her and she coached me to do like more low moans and like low groans, and that helped immensely instead of like almost like not hyperventilating, but being like more like because when you do that it's tight, whereas you relax it. So that was super crucial, and I think if you ask anybody, the lower you're able to go, the better it is. It also gave me something to focus on during contractions as well. Instead of being like, it's this discomfort, it's pain, I would just focus on breathing, low, 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 and that helped a lot. This one is the one that's obvious, is breathing. I think it's really interesting in movies and whatever, you always see like the which for me seems like counterintuitive. I did low, slow breaths, especially in early labor when things weren't super intense. I would just deep breaths, and remind myself that this is temporary, I can do this. And I remember at one point, which now looking back is when I was going through transition, I was literally saying to myself and my doula and Andy, I was saying, how are we going to get to the birth center? Like I physically felt like I couldn't move at all. Like it was so intense. I just, focused on breathing. And, obviously our doula knew we would get there. Like we would be okay. But she was just so sweet, just breathe. We'll get there. And so breathing really helped me get through that time. I didn't know if I was going to deliver in the tub or the water. I was kind of indifferent. I didn't really have dead set I wanted to deliver on the tub or on the bed or on my hands and knees, on my side, whatever. I didn't have any plan for that. But let me tell you, when I got to that birth center, and I just remember saying, can I get in the tub? I just needed some type of relief. If I was on my back, it was so intense. It pretty much spent my entire labor on my hands and knees, even in the car. We did not follow safe driving rules. I was on my hands and knees because there's no way I was buckling into the seat and driving in the passenger. Absolutely not. Hands and knees. Once I got in the tub, it was instant relief. I could never imagine waterhood would feel so beautiful. I think it was perfect timing. I had just kind of went through transition. I was moving on to the pushing stage, which for a lot of people, pushing is the easiest part of labor. For me, I was able to have a contraction, push, and then be literally totally fine in between. I was cracking jokes. It was great. But I think a lot of that was the water as well. I just felt like I was just being carried through the last stage of birth, and it was magical. Hands down, I want that tub. I'm never delivering anywhere else except for this tub. When I got in it, I was like, I need this tub. It was just so big and I just fit so perfectly in it. It was fantastic. If you don't have access to a tub, you can try like shower, things like that to help and kind of create that same effect. But I think the tub definitely just makes you weightless and just perfect. The last thing I think you need to wrap everything in a bow to have an unmedicated birth is a support team that is on the same page as you. For me, I knew my body was capable of bringing this baby into this world unmedicated, uninterrupted. Like, I knew we could do it, and I trusted God wholeheartedly in that process. But when you are in the thick of labor, the devil is going to try to creep in there and plant these little seeds of doubt and fear into your mind, try to trick you into thinking that you can't do it. And for me, those doubts started creeping in when I was in transition at our apartment, thinking, how in the world am I going to get down the stairs, into the car, drive to the birth center? I was like, how? But I had our support team, my doula, Andy, our midwives, everybody was on the same page that we wanted an unmedicated, uninterrupted birth. And I remember like being in the tub and like working through contractions and pushing and stuff, and everyone was just kind of sitting there, and I thought, this is how birth should be. They're just here to support me. I'm doing the work. They weren't all up in my business. They weren't running around. It was just so calm and so serene. And so I think having your team on the same page as you is crucial, or at least having them somewhat on the same page, somebody on the same page as you. If you're the only one that wants this, it's going to be challenging if you hit any type of roadblock. I hope in sharing my experience, it gave you some tips or some clarity on what you want in birth or your labor and what you want that to look like. For me, birth was such an empowering experience. Like, I just want to have a kid just so I can go through birth again and experience that. I know that sounds crazy, but I think that's how powerful it could be when you are fully in charge and take ownership of the experience. It's magical. That's the only way. It's magical. I look back on it as one of my greatest accomplishments in life. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Like I said, if you think this would resonate with anybody else, please share it. Comment below anything else you want covered or any questions you have about an unmedicated birth, and I'm happy to share more of my journey. Thanks.